Hey everyone, welcome back to Nadlan Forum Podcast Daily. It's Ruby here, and I'm joined by Lior. Now, I know we've been tracking market movements and rate shifts the last few episodes, but today, let's get into something a bit more seismic. HUD is launching the biggest review of the reverse mortgage system in, over a decade, right?
Yeah, that's right, Ruby. This is really one of those rare all-hands-on-deck moments in housing policy. HUD dropped a request for information back in October, and it's titled, Let Me Get This Right. Future of the HECM and HMBS programs and opportunities for innovation in accessing home equity. If you're a senior homeowner or you work with them, this could impact you or your clients in a big way.
Let's unpack why they're doing this now. Since 2022, HECM endorsements, basically new reverse mortgages, have nosedived by 59%? That's wild. The whole market's under pressure from pretty much every direction. Home prices are up, interest rates are high, the rules are tricky, and now lenders are getting cold feet. Sounds like a recipe for a shrinking program, not one helping more seniors.
And it's really not just the numbers. These programs were built to help seniors age in place, right? But complexity crept in. I've got to share something, Ruby. So my grandmother, she lived in this little apartment in Tel Aviv, and her biggest wish was just to stay there, to keep things familiar as long as possible. But when my family went down the reverse mortgage rabbit hole to try and make that happen, man, it was like walking through a financial maze. Costs, eligibility, insurance, all the rules. We nearly gave up, honestly.
Totally relatable. And it's not like demand is going away. Loads of seniors are sitting on serious home equity, but they're scared to touch it because the system feels stacked against them. Which leads us straight to why HUD's doing this review now. If older Americans can't reliably access their equity, the whole mission breaks down.
So, what is HUD asking for in this review? It's actually pretty thorough. There are 21 questions, grouped into 5 buckets: program performance, consumer demand, origination barriers, liquidity in the secondary market, and ideas for how to fix, any or all of the above. It's clear they're looking for feedback from everyone: lenders, investors, homeowners, advocates, you name it.
Right? And some of it gets seriously technical. For example, there's the life expectancy set aside, LISA for short. It's meant to ensure borrowers don't lose their homes over missed property tax or insurance payments. But is it working? That's on HUD's list. Does LISA actually protect people, or is it just more paperwork that makes some folks ineligible?
And let's not forget those origination hurdles, which, between underwriting, marketing, and education requirements, can, frankly, weed out folks who might most need these loans. The market's gotten more cautious, sometimes too cautious and confusing for people just trying to understand if they qualify.
Absolutely. Let me toss in a real-world example from Down Under. This came up just last month. A senior couple in Melbourne, they thought they had everything lined up for a reverse mortgage. They'd talked to, 3 separate lenders, but by the time they'd circled back, nobody could agree on what was actually required up front. There's a disconnect between HUD's rules and what actually happens at ground level. Even when you do all the right things, you risk getting stonewalled by, red tape, basically.
It's frustrating, and that's exactly what HUD's review is trying to surface. Where are the bottlenecks? Why is consumer trust so low right now? And what would it take to get participation and confidence back up?
So, big picture, they aren't just checking boxes. HUD's trying to dig deep. What's working, what's broken, and where can reforms make the biggest impact for seniors and the market alike?
Now, the part that's got the most buzz, HUD, is openly inviting ideas around innovation, especially tech-driven changes. It's kind of wild when you think about it. Reverse mortgages, which are usually associated with a bunch of paper forms, and let's face it, lots of confusion, might soon go digital. I was actually at a fintech pitch event in Brooklyn last month, wild crowd, lots of ambition, and there were at least 2 pitches for app-based reverse mortgages. One guy said, "Your equity, 1 swipe away." And honestly, it sounded neat. But the follow-up was all about, well, how do we make sure seniors aren't taken advantage of?
That's where things get interesting, right? Like there's real excitement for streamlining the whole loan process, maybe digital education modules, better transparency, or even faster closing. But every leap forward brings questions about oversight, about keeping people safe from bad actors and from just, making mistakes when they're already feeling overwhelmed. I think especially after what happened in that Melbourne case, you need strong protections built in from the get-go.
Exactly. You've got tech people pushing for innovation. And on the other side, people saying, hold up, let's not forget the point of these loans is to help people stay in their homes safely. That's really what HUD's asking now. How do we bring in new tools and ideas, but make sure seniors aren't left more confused or worse, more vulnerable?
And honestly, that's what'll shape the future here. Not just policy tweaks, but whether we can get that mix of speed, simplicity, and safety. As we saw in recent episodes, like with digital staging or AI in real estate, tech can be great if it's steered the right way. Now, the same goes for reverse mortgages. Can we make access less scary without opening new risks? Time will tell.
All right. I think that's a pretty solid look at what's changing and why it matters. HUD wants everyone's input. So if this hits home for you or your clients, check out the RFI and let your voice count.
Absolutely. And we'll keep tracking what comes out of this. Big thanks for tuning in today. Lior, always good to have your stories and thoughts here. We've got more real estate and mortgage updates coming soon, so hit subscribe. Lior, take care, mate.
Thanks, Ruby. Looking forward to the next one. Bye, everyone.